So this talk is gonna be more on the self-worth and like what you allow in your life and kind of getting yourself from a bad mindset to a like receiving mindset. And number one, first thing you need to do, I prefer that you do this alone. This is gonna take a lot of just being with yourself. And I'm not saying you can't be with your friends. That is so important, very crucial in healing. But I truly believe that in order for you to really know who you are, you got to sit with yourself and understand your emotions. And personally, I feel like that was the hardest thing to do when I thought about it. Stop thinking so hard. You are not controlled by your brain. Your brain works for you. This my shit. Give it back. I'm sorry. You need to realize that what you were taught is not always right. In order for you to understand this mindset, the first thing that you could do is you can alter your TikTok feed. I know you watch it.
I'm like, all right, bitch, you know what?
Create a new account. Do whatever you have to do. Click the not interested, whatever you want to do. Social media is only as useful as the person who is using it. Period. You can never remove bad things. It's about how you look at it. Look at two people on a bus. It's a picture I have ingrained in my brain. And in my brain, it's engraved of a person, and they're the same people. And the statement is, I'm not the old me. And one of the people is looking in the darkness. One of the boys are looking to the side of the bus, and he is looking in despair. He's sad about it. He misses his old self. And the other one is looking out the window, looking outside of the window, where he's seeing it as an opportunity rather than why is this happening to me, or this is not this, or you know what I mean? Whatever your brain will make up for you. In order to dig deeper on the mindset, you have to understand that being mean to yourself will not get you nowhere. It will make you be mean to others. And it was such a hard pill to swallow when I had to swallow it. But girl, somebody got to swallow it. It ain't gonna just dissolve. And I'm clearing y'all for love. I'm clearing y'all out of love. These people will drain you until you have nothing left because they know how much you care. When you are a good person, you truly have to understand when and when not to be available. Also, you're extremely emotional. You have to understand that you have a superpower. Like, I feel like in this generation, we are always like, oh, she's too emotional, she's too this, she's too that. But we're only saying that because emotional people aren't taught how to control their emotions in all situations. And that was me at one point. And the one way that I learned to control my emotions was simply understanding them. You will continuously feel the same emotion until you validate yourself at a point where it's like, I see it, but I'm not in a way where I'm desired to feel another way. That falls into Buddha's ideas of stillness, being still, just completely in right now. And when you're right now, you don't worry about the past, which brings depression, and the future, which brings anxiety. The present brings peace. The present brings peace. And I know y'all are probably like, oh, Ty, how do you just, shut it off? You don't shut it off. You forgive yourself.
Oh, now that's how you clear a bitch. I don't know who that hoe is, but
because most of the times we're living in the past, it feels like we thought we could have done something better. But now that's all about the mindset. Once again, if I'm like looking at my past and I'm like, oh, well, I could have did this, I could have did that, versus I'm looking at it and I'm seeing it, I'm understanding it, I'm like, dang, it really does bother me. It does. But let's go deeper into that. Why does it bother me? Because it's out of alignment with who I was and who I am and what I am. And that could go with you making a mistake or you allowing somebody to treat you a type. Understand that your ego is a result of your environment. Now, as a little kid, our frontal lobes are not developed. And as we get older, it's easier for us to understand things and make an emotional decision. So acknowledge that, especially if you're young. But also, too, it is okay to have empathy for yourself. We can't walk around having empathy for everybody else except us. Because once you do, you realize that you're human too. Now, let's get into what to do when you think bad thoughts. So, this is inspired by Joe Dispenza. I read his book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself.
I swear to God, a
That's
bitch
what it's
can't
called.
think
I
for shit.
apologize. But in the book, he explains that our thoughts give a reaction to your body. And let me give you an example. Do you know when you get anxiety, how like your stomach or your chest will get all hurt and like you physically feel like you can throw up? That's because, in a scientific term, I am a nursing major. I love me a good learning.
Girl, what the
Love
fuck
me
you
a good
talk
learning
about?
session. So let me break. The way our brain works is based on two things: neurons, neurotransmitters. All right. I'm going to break this down a little slow for you because I got a lot in here about this kind of stuff. So, when you have a thought, that thought has the capability of traveling from your brain down your spinal cord. And while it does that, it releases a neurotransmitter, which that thought can cause, which we call a feeling. And that thought has the ability to travel down your spinal cord to the cells, getting your cells prepared to be in that reality. Your body has no understanding of time. Our bodies have no understanding of time. So let's say you're a very anxious person and all you're thinking about is, oh, what could go wrong today, okay? So after you're thinking that thought, the neurotransmitter comes out, you have the feeling, it goes to your body, and then it goes back up to your brain in order for you to make a decision. Mattering how old you are, that decision may not always be the best. To realize that you are in control of this. You are in control of understanding the difference between a thought and a feeling, because you're not your thoughts. Your thoughts are built on your environment. So for example, let's say I got cheated on every one of my relationships, right? In every one of my relationships, I walk around and I hate men. How can I want something I hate? Number one, that was a hard pill for me to swallow because I was DTN till I die. Listen, till my bones decayed. I had to understand that you can't want or crave something from a kind of person you hate. It's weird. That's so contradicting. So now the universe is like, okay, you want a man. I'm going to give you exactly what you're feeling because your body is feeling that anger all the time. It's feeling that resentment. Now, when it comes to divine source in the higher dimensions, they don't feel that. That's why we're sent here. We're sent here to feel the good and the bad. So, in order for you to have control, it starts here, Boki. It takes a lot of strength, ladies, and I hope this video helped you a little bit. I didn't film the outro the right way, but this is my first video, so stick with me. I really hope y'all fuck with my advice, but I fuck with y'all either way. Keep it real, keep it cute, keep it sweet, and stay lovable. Mwah.